Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, hang out with these nerds.
Nathan Nerdark.
Ted.
Ericus Ryan.
And today we bring you the Lizardfolk that's going to blow you to death.
Jump down the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy the newsletter. It's a great way to get RPG tips as well as learn how to game with us.
Building an assassin Lizardfolk.
Yep. So we have this sort of like aboriginal hunter character who uses a blowgun. I just thought that would be really cool thematic. In fact, the Volo's guide specifically calls out that they can scavenge to make blowgun darts, so it makes sense that this character would use...
The Lizardfolk is on page 112 of your Volo's guide, and one of the things is Cunning Artisan, that they can, during a short rest, take the bone and hide from a slain beast, construct, dragon, monstrosity, or plant creature, and make a variety of different things, one of which is blowgun needles.
Yeah. So I just imagining like this just very skilled hunter, like it's the thrill of the hunt. He might take coin or some other barter for taking like commissions, or he might just be like this sort of headhunter sort of character that lurks in the wilderness and is hunting people. So a great nemesis for the party, perhaps, taking the assassin. Now, the funny thing about the blowgun is it does crap for damage. It does a single solitary point of damage.
Which also means that when you crit with it, it still does a point of damage.
The idea is your blowgun darts are always coated in poison. The hallmark of this character is always harvesting things for poison and tipping things. You have your basic poison in the player's handbook, which does 3d6 points of damage. As an assassin, that crits for 66 points of damage, and then your sneak attack.
Plus your sneak attack.
Yes.
And you also have the ability to use any of the awesome poisons that are found in the DMG, and those scale dramatically.
Scale, is that a Lizardfolk pun? But
An unintentional one.
Your bonus damage from your deck, so when you can have that be a +5, you're going to want that to be a thing. And then feats. What feats are we thinking for this guy?
Well, first of all, we have to go and look, and to build this character, we're actually going to still have to take a level of fighter.
Oh, no. Yeah, because the rogue... Yeah.
Or technically, you could take Barbarian, but it's kind of counterintuitive to the other abilities that you're going to want.
Yeah.
So the reason for having to dip into martial class is because the silly thing that looks like lizardmen should just have it because it's more of that primitive weapon is a blowgun is considered a martial weapon.
Yeah. You could hand wave it because it's just a cool concept and just say, all right, you're playing a rogue, you can be straight up rogue and just get it. As a Dungeon Master, I would allow that.
You could take a weapon trade off if that's something you really wanted to do, if you're doing this as a player character and the DM allows it.
Sure, they get short bow or hand crossbow, right? But they're not going to have access to a hand. Like, why would they have a hand crossbow?
So trade out hand crossbow for blowgun.
Yeah,
I would totally do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some useful abilities as a fighter.
But if you're dipping into fighter, for that level, take the second level for action surge, especially if you're planning to do ambushes for an assassin.
That being said, though, like if we're building this by raw, maybe you go ranger for 2 levels
instead. Yeah,
because 2 levels of ranger, especially if you use the unearthed arcana ranger.
Natural explorer just became really badass. Yeah.
Yes, and you get the ambusher thing, which makes you even better in the first round. Also, at second level, we get access to Hunter's Mark.
Right.
So there's another die 6 for you to add to
your dice pool.
Yeah. If you really wanted to hit them where it hurts and go just one more level for Colossal Slayer, become a hunter, you could do that as well. Now that is going to require that they be injured for that to be effective. Maybe not during your assassination, it's not as good. Or what if
But wait, after the first attack, they are injured. So right, you get it after that first hit.
Yes.
The other thing is, if we're talking about someone who's a hunter, then you set up an ambush at trap locations.
Yes, that's the other thing I was about to say. What if you wait until they step on a punji stick, right, and take damage? You took
damage.
Well, it's going to key you off that that's the thing. You're in wait, and one of the most badass things. Well, not the most, but it's a really cool feature. The fact that Lizardfolk can be submerged in water for up to 15 minutes. So you could stage an ambush in a river or something. Like if you know somebody's coming somewhere, you can just do the crocodile thing where you just lay there and wait hidden and just Like just just the water erupts and you're there like blowgunning them to death after they've triggered your trap, of course.
Yeah, of course.
You hit them with the blowgun and their head just explodes.
Yeah,
Anime style.
Yeah, because so I guess we did lizard leap over the background that we would likely give this character, but Outlander probably is the most obvious.
Outlander's a good one.
Yeah, this rogue is not a criminal. Yeah, and even if we're just building up to 8th level, right? That still gives us 2 feats to work with, or stat bumps. The ranger and the assassin are going to pair nicely together. Ted's used it in the past.
Yeah.
Now, the really nice thing about the Lizardfolk, they're great for classes that don't wear a lot of armor.
Yeah.
They're naturally going to get a 13 dex. I mean, not a 13 dex, a 13 armor class plus their dex, plus the ability to use a shield as well. Being with those ranger levels, they're going to have access to all of that. Ranger level is also going to give them their bonus to, or give them the archery fighting style, which is what we're going to take, so they can be better with the blowgun.
Because you're going to want sharpshooter.
Yes.
Because to extend the range of your blowgun, and then also too, you can take that -5 penalty to get a +10 to your damage. But oh wait, your assassin round, you're getting advantage to the roll. It's actually a net of a -3 because you already have archery, and then your stat is going to be a 20 by 20th level. So yeah, you're gonna hurt things a lot with a puny little blowgun dart.
That's a range of 100 feet too with sharpshooter without disadvantage as well.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Technically, because the way this character operates, even before they get sharpshooter, chances are they're going to have advantage, so that disadvantage will be negated. Now, granted, you want to try and get advantage so you can get more sneak attacks off. But on that first round, it won't matter anyway because you'll be able to assassinate.
Yeah, the assassinate's going to be huge with that. Like all the damage dice you're dropping, the person has not a prayer.
You're going to need a dice cup from Easy Roller Dice.
Yeah. Backslash Nerdarchy.
I absolutely see this character as being a very lithe and graceful build for Lizardfolk, and almost see them almost slithering through the trees, and or in and out of the water. Yeah, so this will be a lot of fun. They're actually physically going to be kind of weak for a Lizardfolk. I think
kind of scrawny on the scrawny side, yeah.
Because
so what divulge from the norm. What if he's got the nickname the Viper because he's so
serpentine and
so
poison,
snake-like and a poison.
Yeah, like almost like for lizards to model off, like the way a skink looks or something like that could be a way to go for the design.
But like, what if he went this route because he was so scrawny and, for lack of a better word, picked on, and it's like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna go kill things with this puny little weapon.
Your lowest stats are strength and charisma.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're kind of picked on and not liked in the tribe, but because you're agile, you're hardy, and you're intelligent and perceptive, you
became a great hunter on your own terms, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. I could also see for this character, like, the Outlander absolutely works, but I could see criminal from the bounty hunter of, like, the thrill of the challenge and the hunt. Like, you could be the bounty hunter criminal as well, perhaps.
Yeah, and they're going to still have that kind of lizard person alien mindset to them, so... Or, no, Star Wars, there's the lizard... those.
Yeah, Bosk. The Trandoshan.
Yeah, kind of like that kind of, like, you don't really know what they're thinking because they look so mammalian.
Yes.
So...
Well, that's just Lizardfolk in general.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and exactly, like, this one's motivations might be completely different. And, he may or may not eat his quarry, after he's assassinated them.
Not if he's dishing a whole bunch of poison into him.
Tastes great.
That's filling. He specifically chooses poisons that fade after a certain duration.
Or he's developed immunity.
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah, so, overall, the high con, high wisdom is going to work for this character for getting off the ambushes, quickly followed by dexterity as much as possible, alertness, sharpshooter, they're the feats we absolutely want to get.
Yeah, alertness, because having a bonus to initiative means that you have more chances of doing assassin-y things.
I don't know how it'll work out because you have the ability to take 16 levels of... You have the ability to take 16 levels of rogue. So I don't know where that falls for the rogue bonus feats. You'll get as a ranger rogue, you'll get the full allotment +1 because the rogue gets more. Yes. So you're going to want to take two feats we have in mind for this guy, leaving us with 3. That's a +6 to stats. They're probably going to end up, almost all of them are going to have to go to dex if you want to max out your dex.
Right.
Yeah, as quickly as possible, because they don't get a bonus. Your best stat is going to be, say, a 14 or so.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put your 14 in there. Right?
Yeah, so you're gonna want to raise that twice to get the 20, and we already have 3 times. 14. Oh yeah, that's right. So 3 times to get the 20 dex, and you are taking 2 feats. So I think that is
You'll get there right at the end.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would put you could put your 15 in dex.
Mm. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Which gives you an odd.
You could have 2 odds for a little bit.
And then put your 14 in con for the 16. Because, you can never go wrong with hit points.
Yeah,
that's true.
And then you could take your 13 and put it in wisdom.
Bump it into a 14.
Then bump it to a 14, so you're still pretty perceptive. You have like an 8 and a 10 to play with, whatever. Charisma, strength.
10 strength, 8 charisma, I'm thinking with this build, yeah, so.
Yeah, his penchant for poison makes this tribe not like him at all.
Yeah.
And like, you keep bringing back all this game, we can't eat.
Yeah, exactly.
But that being said, who knows? Maybe he starts dipping into more like paralytic poisons instead of kill you poisons, which could work as well. Well, because there are certain poisons that do damage, but they don't actually kill you. Yeah. They just knock you out. They just knock you out. We're like, you always bring food, but after we eat it, we just feel sleepy. It's like Thanksgiving all the time.
Yeah, it's a feast.
Yeah, so you could definitely work with that. And I think this still leaves like a 12 to put in intelligence.
Yeah, I think that having a 12 intelligence for this character would make sense.
Yeah, because he's got to use those wits to survive amongst the tribe.
Yep, and keep out of harm's way as much as possible. And part of me, like, is the mobile feat, you just have to attack a thing. It doesn't specify whether that's a ranged attack or a regular attack, right?
Mobile as a possibility if you want extra movement. It's also the thing about mobile that's really good for this build is when you dash, you ignore difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The last benefit, not nearly as useful.
What's that?
When you make a melee attack against a creature, you don't provoke attacks of opportunity for the rest of the turn. But you might use it to get away. Like if you get trapped in melee with being a lizard man, you don't even have to have a weapon.
Yeah.
Because
you have a bite.
A bite.
You have the bite, and do they get the claws too?
I think they just get a bite.
It's just a bite.
A D6 bite plus strength.
Now, if we're using the revised ranger, they ignore difficult terrain, right? Is it under certain circumstances, or?
Yeah, I think it's as long as it's natural terrain is the thing.
Oh, okay.
So
it got a lot better.
Yeah.
So mobile is not going to be that useful for a feat anyway. I'd rather have the stats.
If you had a melee-oriented assassin character, much better because you get to use all the benefits. Because if you get that opening barrage of attacks, and then you go to get the hell out of dodge after you attack, because an assassin's only good really for the opening salvo of
fighting. If the person lives through that, you need to get away.
Yeah, exactly. So mobile, fantastic feat. Otherwise, for our blowgun dart character, not a great pickup, but under a melee version of the assassin, it would be a great great feat selection.
So the question is, what do you guys think of our unorthodox build with our blowgun wielding Lizardfolk assassin ranger? Let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
Check out our articles over at nerdarchy.com.
You can hang out with us over on Facebook.
You can also find us over on Instagram.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.